and I can do this. And then Paramount immediately passed. So then New Line decided to distribute it themselves. Now, you heard me in the beginning say Smart Egg Pictures were producers. They were persuaded to put in the final $200,000 for finishing touches and marketing after the film was completed. So, and no shit there, they also stuck around for the rest of the films because, hey, look, money. We like that.
Well, I mean, once this movie came out and everything, and it made the money it made, they're just like, okay, we're all gonna stick for the. We're in it for the long haul because we like money.
Like, yeah, and this Fred thing, he might be making some money here. The original poster that they had made up, neither Bob nor Wes were sure on it. They were kind of like, well, I guess it's kind of what we agreed on. Like, that's all right. But then they asked the delivery boy who brought it to them, and he said it sucked. So they commissioned artist...
Some like stoner killer, yeah, man.
Yeah, man, this is shit, man. And I still can't find the image. Nobody has the image of it, which is weird.
They burned it.
I guess. They burned it in effigy of like, this will never haunt the world again.
Okay, cool. Get a new one and you, delivery boy, burn this.
Pretty much.
Alright, man. You said burn.
I'll burn it, man.
I'll burn it, alright.
Yeah. Weed.
I'm just assuming every delivery boy is just showing
as I'll get to later, Wes Craven was a fucking delivery boy. I think that was during his coke phase, so it's possible.
You know how many deliveries you can get done on
I think that was his point.
Oh my god.
He was on the fucking... He was chasing the dragon on that shit. So basically, when the guy said it sucked, they commissioned artist Matthew Joseph Peak to create the now famous poster. He has since done posters for the first 4 sequels. 4? 2, 3, 4.
Carry 4.
4 sequels. 7. No, I'm just trying to make sure, because for some reason I thought it was 5. But he didn't do Freddy's Dead. As well as the poster for the Never Sleep Again documentary.
Which, if you haven't realized, we highly recommend.
It is fantastic, but I will tell you, 90% of this not in there.
Yeah.
Because it's a 4-hour documentary. Most of this they wouldn't have had time for.
Nope.
But it is a fantastic fucking documentary. One of the best film documentaries I've ever seen. And 4 hours long. So if you think this is long, that one's longer. But exactly. They cover the whole series, though.
Yeah.
When the film was released, Sarah Risher initially started hearing problems people were having in actually seeing the film because it was intentionally shot dark. Turns out that there's a lamp on like projections that every theater had turned down to half because they figured that they could show the film and it would save a ton on electricity. So she literally had to call around and tell everyone, like, you have to put it up at full light or no one will see the movie. So they ended up doing that.
But money!
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, but if you don't show it, people won't see it and you won't make money. And
yeah, like, more people will come if you just light the shit up.
I could just see, like, flames coming out of the side of my head.
We'll get to that. Points to anyone who knows what that came from. So, one more thing. After
Columbo?
Yes.
One more thing.
After all that, there was one more thing, and it was just something that I thought was hilarious. Because of the fact that Freddy Krueger is a household name. He's...
Well, Freddy if you're nasty.
Fred in this one, yeah, Freddy if you're nasty. Freddy in the sequels, I don't know why they just like, yeah, that Fred thing, that was too formal. We need to go with Freddy. Because he said it once in this movie. After all that, of like, this is where the birth of the demon and all this shit, yeah. He's in under 7 minutes in this movie.
I think he's in this movie less than fucking Jaws was in... Like Bruce was in Jaws. Right?
I think he is in it less than Bruce the Shark was in Jaws. Yeah, he's not in this movie much at all. But the dread works so well.
Yeah, because the constant threat of Fred.
I will say, though, he is fantastic in this movie.
Yeah, for the
and gets infinitely better.
So, after all that...
Oh, I'm spent. We gotta do more?
And funny enough...
I need a cigarette.
Funny enough, the rundown of this movie is probably going to take half the time. Because this is a short movie.
You are wrong. Because by the way, these 10 pages mostly came from my brain. I didn't copy this from shit. You don't think I know everything about the making of every scene in this fucking movie? This could take a while. I wasn't kidding.
So,
yes,
we get to the credits, opening credits. He's making his glove.
Mm-hmm. That was the prop master. What did I say his name was?
I have no idea.
That guy. The guy who made the glove. Those are his hands.
Prop master Jimmy Jam.
Mm-hmm.
So he's making the glove.
Yes.
We get Tina.
Mm-hmm.
Getting chased.
The lovely Amanda Wyss.
Yes. Getting chased by Freddy.
Yeah.
In a boiler room.
Yes.
Yes.
And a weird sheep that shows up.
Yep.
When asked, no one knows why. Wes just said sheep. And they got a sheep because they could. Well,
wouldn't it be like when you go to sleep you count sheep?
I guess, but I really don't think it was that deep. I think it was just like, hey, we can get a sheep. Let's get a sheep in there. However, the sheep became...
Get me a sheep!
Yes.
But Wes, we don't... Get me a sheep!
If
you have to break into the zoo and get a sheep,
I need a sheep.
I don't think they have sheep at the... Get me a sheep!
Get me a sheep! Find a farmer! Pull it off his dick and get me the sheep.
Tell him... Just freaking out about this goddamn sheep.
But weirdly enough, the sheep wouldn't move. So, I hope Pete is not listening, because what they did was they called action and hauled off and kicked the sheep in the ass, and the sheep started running.
Oh, boom!
That was literally what they did to get that sheep to move. Actually, I do hope Pete is listening. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, they're kind of getting it on the chin right now anyways.
Good, they deserve it.
We get the 1-2 Freddy's Coming For You song with the creepy little girls.
Yes.
As we cut to Tina, Nancy, and Glenn.
Well, we don't... Oh, no. We're going to skip over the awesome part of her horrible mother?
Oh, well, yeah.
Her mother... Okay, so she wakes up screaming, and her mom eventually shows up.
Yeah, because she is just screaming bloody murder.
Yeah, and her mom eventually shows up, and she's like, you all right, Tina? Like, more normal people would burst in going, what the fuck is wrong? No. And she's just like, are you okay? And she's like, it's just a dream.
And her nightgown is slashed.
Her nightgown is cut up. And the fucking boyfriend comes running in, like, you coming back to the sack of what? It's like, alright, creepy asshole. Like, first of all, you look at these two together and go, how did this fucking happen?
Yeah.
That dude looks like he's, like, 300 pounds of just sweaty nastiness, and she's like an old fucking cougar, but not terrible looking. So you don't know how that happened. And then she literally says one of the stupidest lines in the movie of, like, it must be some dream looking at that, pointing out her cut shirt, and she goes, you either got to cut your fingernails or you got to stop that kind of dreaming. One or the other.
I'm like, well,
Thanks,
can't
Mom.
control one of those. But, yeah. All right. So we get to Tina, Nancy, and Glenn going to school.
Yep.
And then Rod appears.
Pops up with a dick joke.
Yep. And Tina's like, oh, stop it.
Well, no, she's not. She tries to come back, but both of them are terrible.
Yeah.
Basically, they're just like, what, this is how I woke up, this is how I woke up, and he just goes, I had a hard-on when I woke up this morning, Tina. It had your name written all over it. And she's like, there's 4 letters in my name, Rod. How is there room on your dick for 4 letters? That's a terrible joke.
For both of you.
Yes. And then he says, up yours with a twirling lawnmower.
Jesus.
Clearly proven that this is written by an older man trying to write for teenagers.
Yeah.
Sorry, Wes, I love you, but that was a terrible exchange.
Not really any... Because, well, they go to school and then...
Nothing really happens. Basically, all that's going on is Tina's asking everybody what they dream, and no one's willing to tell her. And
they're all, like, shook, though.
Not really. Well, not Johnny Depp.
No.
Glenn's like, fuck this, I'm out. And that's mostly his MO for this whole movie. But Nancy doesn't even explain it either. She's just like, the connection of their 2 dreams doesn't come until later on.
Yeah.
So she's just asking, like, what you dream? And, like, she calls after Glenn, who's running into class, like, did you have a nightmare too? Not a fucking word. And then Nancy's like, everyone has a bad dream, it's fine. Bitch! Just tell her about her fucking dream!
Was ripped.
Yeah, but we don't do that, because we're not going to do that yet.
So, Glenn and Nancy stay with Tina, as Tina's parents are out.
Yes.
Or in Vegas, or whatever.
Yeah, her mom and the boyfriend went to Vegas.
Yeah.
And, so they're all sleeping over, and this... Johnny Depp is not supposed to sleep with girls like you would.
Even though actual Johnny Depp slept with...
Yeah. I mean... If these 2 actresses came out and finally said, yes, we slept with him, I'd be like, yeah, of course you did. It's Johnny Depp, Christ. Even then, that works. But, so, the only reason I point out this sound effects tape thing he does, he was controlling that.
Yeah.
That's no production nonsense. That was Johnny Depp doing it. And since he had no idea what he was doing, as far as being an actor, apparently he literally had to be talked down off of a ledge just for this one scene.
Really?
Like, I think it was Sarah Risher who pulled him aside and was like, you're okay. It's just push the button. It's fine. You'll be all right. But
like, I'm going to fuck up.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. And he's freaking out, but, yeah.
Yeah, because he's like, I'm at the airport, and then there's like a car wreck happening in the sound effects, and somebody's like screaming murder.
Bloody murder and shit, and he's trying to turn it off, or Nancy's trying to turn it off, and it ain't working.
Well, he's ad-libbing as he's like, oh yeah, there's an accident.
And there's drag race outside. I think there's been an accident. I should call the cops. Ah! Ah! And he turns it off, he's like, yeah, it's fine. I'll call the cops. I'll talk to you later, and hangs up, and they're all laughing at him like, that's smooth. And this is when fucking Nancy finally tells her about the dream, because she's just like, see, you're going to feel better. And he goes, yeah, I feel better now. Like, she's like, it was just that guy's creepy, burnt face. And then Nancy goes, well, that's weird. That's like mine. And she just goes, what'd you dream? Finally.
Yeah.
Gonna tell her after an entire fucking day.
You know, creepy guy with a gloved hand and knives on it.
And then there's a weird moment where Glenn looks up at them. And I've never known as to whether he's recognizing Fred or if he's just like, this is fucking weird that these two chicks have had the same dream. Because it doesn't sound like he ever had a Freddy dream, ever.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what that look means.
So they hear some stuff outside.
They hear a screech.
Yep. And then it's Rod.
3 yards from the goal line.
And he fucking eats.
What a brilliant tackle.
Yeah, he smokes fucking Glenn.
He fucking disappeared Glenn.
Fucking Ray Lewis on the scrimmage line. Just bam.
Yeah.
And then grabs Tina, pulls her in. She's like, help. She's
like, yeah. And
fake screaming, whatever.
So she's just like, oh, don't. And then basically, Nancy looks at Glenn like, we should get out of here. And then immediately Tina comes back and is like, you're not going to leave me with this lunatic, are you? And then they're like, and he basically just goes, we got her mother's bed, you guys got the rest. So, Johnny Depp, as every teenager would do, just starts fucking going at his girlfriend. And
face.
And she just
Nancy
goes,
no.
Not now. We're here for Tina. And if I were fucking Glenn at that moment, I'd be like, you know what Tina's doing right now, right? Him. We should be doing the same. It's a celebration of life.
But nope.
Nope, none of that. We get the...
So Glenn trying to sleep.
Yeah.
But hearing just the most wildest of sex between Tina and Rod.
See, it's funny because Wes talks about, like, this happened to him once when he was, he had some roommates and this happened to him and he was just like, his girlfriend wouldn't sleep with him and everything like that, and he's hearing his neighbors fucking. And I'm like, yeah, that's happened to everybody who's ever had roommates. It's happened to me. Like, there was a moment where, like, I don't have a girlfriend or something like that and I'm hearing my roommates just fucking destroying each other. Just screaming bloody murder on each other in a good way. And I'm just like, yeah, this is my fucking life now.
And he's just like, reality sucks.
And my question is, now, I'm gonna get a little personal here for a minute. Now, is Nancy just the chick who's just like, I do not trust this boy that I'm supposed to be dating? Because does she get to sleep in the big giant bed and he's got to sleep on the couch? Now, I had a girlfriend in high school that would not sleep with me. But we had the opportunity. We absolutely slept in the same bed. Nothing happened. I was a complete gentleman. But we did sleep in the same bed.
I just don't think she trusts Glenn.
Fucking... God, bitches, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That got personal. So
why?
Nancy,
I was happy. Glenn should be pissed.
Nancy's sleeping in her big bed.
Mm-hmm.
The fucking, I guess, iconic image at this point.
Yeah.
Of Freddy coming through the wall.
Fred, basically, his face, and then his face and hands push through the wall. I'm literally doing it, just so you know. And just as she wakes up and stirs, he pulls right back perfectly.
Yeah.
This was produced for $1.25.
Wow.
It was just lights and a fucking giant thing of spandex. Now, the film that should not be named attempted to recreate this scene with all of the CGI in the world.
And looked
like utter shit.
Yeah.
And this was done for $1.25. I'm going to try not to keep bringing that movie up, but occasionally it's going to
to pop up.
It's going to have to pop up because, boy, did they fuck that up.
So Tina gets another nightmare with Fred.
Mm-hmm.
Chasing her, this time through the yard
it starts
of our house.
It starts out with like pebbles hitting her window.
Yeah.
And the thing that nobody ever fucking notice this, because you can't notice it because the film quality just wasn't there. One of the